Peace to everybody. This is about actor Rutger Hauer. Blade Runner co-star dies at 75. Now, I had no idea this man passed away at all, really. I really didn't. I didn't know about it until, boom, I just happened to find it on Google. Rutger Hauer, the versatile Dutch leading man of the 70s who went on star in the 1982 Blade Runner as Roy Batty, died July 19th at his home in the Netherlands after a short illness. He was 75 years. So Rutger Hauer was 75 years old. He died at home because of illnesses he had. And it's sad that he's gonna be missed. Hauer's agent Steve Kinnis confirmed the news and said that Hauer's funeral was held Wednesday. So Hauer's agent did confirm it. He had a funeral Wednesday. His most charitable performance came in a film that was a resounding flop on its original release in 1982. He portrayed the murderous yet soulful Roy Batty, leader of a gang of outlaw replicants opposite Harrison Ford in Ridley Scott's sci-fi noir opus Blade Runner. The picture became a widely influential cult favorite, and Batty proved to be Hauer's most indelible role. So Rutger Hauer had a role as playing the character that he was playing. So and of course he played the opposite of Harrison Ford as well. So the picture became a widely influential cult favorite. Most recently, he appeared in a pair of 2005 films as Cardinal Roark in Sin City and as the corporate villain who Bruce Wayne discovers is running the Wayne Corporation in Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins. So Rutger Hauer, he played a Cardinal in Roark in Sin City, and of course, he also starred in with Bruce Wayne discovers is running the Wayne Corporation as Batman Begins. So he was in that too. In True Blood, he played Niall Bridgent, the king of the tribe from which the Stackhouse family is descended, and the fairy grandfather to Suki, Jason Stackhouse, and Hunter Savory. Hauer also recurred on ABC's medieval mystical comedy Gallivant as Kingsley in 2015. So he was also in True Blood. He played Niall Bridgent or whatever, but he also was with Gallivant as Kingsley in 2015 of the medieval musical. That's also another one that he played in. He was a natural at horror and vampire roles, starting as Van Helsing in Dario Argento's Dracula 3000, and as the vampire Barlow in the 2004 miniseries adaptation of Stephen King's Salem Lot, along with Rob Lowe, Andre Brager, and Donald Sutherland. And of course, Salem's Lot, that is a good movie as well. That was by Stephen King. Also, there was Rob Lowe, Andy Brager, and Donald Sutherland that he was also starring with as well. And of course, the Dracula 3D that he was in. Handsome, energetic, and fluent in several languages, Hauer made his first mark in the late 60s in the Netherlands as the star of Paul Verhoeven's medieval TV series Floris. He vaulted to the top ranks of Dutch stardom in 1973 opposite Monique van Deven in Verhoeven's sexually explosive drama Turkish Delight, which became a box office smash and garnered an Oscar nod as Best Foreign Film. Yeah, so Rutger Hauer was from Netherlands, so that's where he was originally from. So that's where his career has started at, in Netherlands. He was playing a TV series of Flores. He valued on the top of Dutch stardom in 1973 as well. After three more Dutch features with Verhoeven that became art house successes in the U.S., Hauer segued to a Hollywood career with a flashy role as a tourist in the 1981 Sylvester Stallone thriller Nighthawks. And I know everybody has seen Nighthawks with Sylvester Stallone, and of course that is a good movie as well. And he was segued to a Hollywood career, of course. He was a good actor. Hauer increasingly turned to action-oriented parts in the 80s. He top-lined the big-budget fantasy Ladyhawke, reteamed with fellow Hollywood transplant Verhoeven in the sword and armor epic Flesh and Blood, starred as a psychotic killer in The Hitcher, and took Steve McQueen's shotgun-toting bounty hunter role in a modern reboot of the TV western Wanted Dead or Alive. So he starred in a lot of places, of course, Flesh and Blood, The Hitcher, Wanted Dead or Alive. So he's done pretty good for himself as an actor. His major artistic triumph came in Ermanno Olmi's Italian production The Legend of the Holy Drinker. His sensitive turn as a homeless drunk and petty criminal who finds redemption in Paris carried the feature, which collected the Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival. Yeah, so he's pretty much popular there. And of course he played in The Legend of the Holy Drinker. Of course, you're playing a drunk and you're homeless, and everything else. And yeah, he has really done good. During the 90s, Howard gravitated to more routine roles in American and international productions and plays a vampire lord Lothos in the original film version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now you can never forget Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now that's a good one. And of course, it was during the 90s. He had routine roles in American and international productions, so he was pretty much in every aspects of his roles. He debuted as a small-screen star as Nazi official Albert Speer in the 1982 telefilm adaptation of Speer's book Inside the Third Reich. His most admired TV work came in projects that turned on World War II themes. He received Golden Globe nominations for his performances as the leader of a concentration camp revolt in Escape from Soviet and an SS officer in the alternate universe drama Fatherland. So yeah, he debuted in a small screen, so that's what he became with. And it was everything in that film, but then of course there was other films and everything else he was in too. He was born January 23rd, 1944 in Brooklyn, the Netherlands, near Amsterdam. Though both his parents were acting teachers, he took a circuitous road to the craft. He ran away from home at 15 to join the Dutch Merchant Navy, after returning to Amsterdam in 1962, he briefly studied acting, but exited school again for a stint in the army. So yeah, he was born January 23rd, 1944. So he was pretty good. He was a pretty good person. And of course, I know a lot of people would think of him as not being so great actor, this and that, but when you get to know somebody on TV, or whatever, in real life, then you know this person is a good person. Finally committing himself to the stage, he became a member of the touring experiment troupe Neuter, a campaign in which he acted, directed, and served as costume designer and translator for several years. So he was a translator, he was a designer, he was a director, everything that he was. His major break came in 1969 when Verhoeven cast him in the title role of Flores, an Ivanhoe-like knight who becomes embroiled in court intrigue upon his return from the Crusades. The show proved widely popular, and Hauer reprised the part in a 1975 revival of the series, Flores von Rosamund. So he had that role. Of course, it was revised after that, and in 1975 after. By that time, the steamy, affecting Turkish delight had firmly established him as the Netherlands' top BO attraction. He reunited with Verhoeven and his co-star Van de Ven for the period drama Katie Tipple. He renewed his collaboration with the director with the World War II saga Soldier of Orange and the bold contemporary drama Spetters. So he renewed his collaboration with the director, of course, with the World War II saga Soldier of Orange. And that's when it was kind of revival in sort of a way. Hauer made an almost immediate and intense impression as Batty in his sophomore American feature Blade Runner, an adaptation of Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Well, do they really? I don't know about that. I never thought about that. But he was in Blade Runner of his sophomore year. But Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? I don't know about that one, but I don't know if that was a film or not. He wrote his own dialogue from the film's climatic face-off with his advisory Ford. Though the film swiftly fell off screens, it remains a genre landmark today, in no small measure because of Hauer's electrifying performance. So he wrote his own dialogue. So, in other words, he wrote what he wanted and what he wanted to do. He didn't want nobody else's. He just wanted his own dialogue. And of course, with the advisory of Ford, and of course, through the film swiftly fell off screens. It's just sad that it happened. Olmi's The Legend of the Holy Drinker brought him possibly the best notices of his career, but it failed to attract great attention beyond art house audiences, and Hauer soon became a familiar and prolific supporting player in a variety of genre pictures, several of which were in direct-to-home video. He shot 7 features in 2001 alone. So he's done a lot. The Legend of the Holy Drinker brought him possibly the best notices of his career, so that's what it is. He shot 7 features in 2001 alone. He was active in social causes as an outspoken sponsor of the environmental organization Greenpeace and the founder of the Starfish Association, a non-profit devoted to AIDS awareness. So he was active in social causes. He was also involved with Greenpeace and the founder of the Starfish Association, national non-profit devoted to AIDS awareness. He is survived by his second wife of 50 years, Aniki Ten Kate, and a daughter, actress Aisha Hauer, from his marriage to Heidi Mertz. So he was survived by his wife for 50 years, and of course his daughter as well, actress Aisha Hauer. So yeah, it's a shame that he's gone, and he will be dearly missed. Sending prayers to his family as well. Leave your comments below. I am out.